Hello there, it's Paul here and welcome along everyone. So about a week ago I got a letter through the post, and you've probably all seen them on one or two other people's videos at the moment. One of the things in there was Stephen's 8x6 workshop, and it's his origami skull challenge, which I think is absolutely amazing. Also in there, his sticker. I'd seen these, we chat fairly often on Facebook, and I'd seen the design before he sent it out to me, and just like his channel, so much thought gone into everything. So I will post a link below. Please do go and see Stephen's channel, because it is absolutely amazing. Beginning this week I was down in Wolverhampton Tuesday, Wednesday, and I mean I live right up northwest England in Cumbria, so up and down the M6, and I'd arranged to pop in and see Stephen on my way home on Wednesday. Is literally 5 minutes off the M6, so it was no real detour for me whatsoever. My main issue was it took me 2.5 hours to do the first 77 miles from Wolverhampton, so it was an absolute nightmare, and it was about an hour and a half later that I got there than I planned to. Thank you very much for the hospitality, Stephen. I really do hope I didn't outstay my welcome. I mean, I was there a good probably 3, maybe 4 hours, a couple of cups of tea, and it was a real pleasure to meet you, and especially to see your workshop. And I've got to say, for anybody, you try and go in an 8 foot by 6 foot space, and then imagine you've got your entire workshop in there. It is amazing the way he's set everything out. Obviously some of the tools are more the mini version. He's got a fairly small wood turning lathe, but everything there has a place, and obviously once you put it up yourself, you know instantly which side of the workshop you've just got to put your arm out to grab the required tool. So much planning and detail gone into it. Now also, one of the reasons I wanted was really keen to meet Stephen was basically because one of the pieces of machinery I've wanted for quite some time is a table saw. Now I know Stephen has a table saw, and I honestly didn't know which one, how it was laid out. And I mean, all I knew was that it was going to be set up for obviously a small workshop, even if he couldn't use it inside very often. So I took a look at Stephen's table saw, and I mean he basically researched everything that he wanted, and in actual fact I've gone for the same model. So here it is delivered. It was delivered the other day. For a change, what I'm going to do, it's the first one I've done, I'm actually going to do an unboxing video, and so because of the limited space I've got, I'm going to have to move things around, and then I'll come back to you. Right, so just rearrange things around in the workshop a little bit, and what I've done, well, I seem to have acquired a helper who's got a interesting using a Stanley knife. So we'll start and get this unpacked. So first impressions, it's all fairly well packed, lots and lots of extra pieces. Just figure out how we get it out. Yeah, they lift out. So that looks like one of the mitre guides there. Just put that to one side. Instruction manual in, I believe, something like about 20 languages. So, not sure of the name of the part, but that's the actual plate that goes, obviously, over the saw blade, around the saw blade. So it's in the box upside down as well. So the first thing to do is try and lift the whole thing out. Right, just get rid of the box and we'll be back. So I've just basically got rid of the box at the workshop, brought in my stool that I made just for to sit my bench planer on, and I mean it may not be suitable for using this. I will have to work it out, but for now it's just to stand it on so that we can at least work on the thing to get a better look to see how everything works. So I will apologise because, like I say, I'm in limited space and I don't know how well the light is going to pick up on different things and stuff like that, and I will try to turn it around as and where I go. So the whole point of this is a portable table saw. So you should be able to just literally pack everything away. Everything is stored on the table saw itself, and you should be able to just pick it up, shove it in the back of your car, van or whatever, go to wherever you need to, set it up on a temporary table and then use it straight away within a matter of minutes, which is one of the reasons why I went for this. So looking at the side here, all the controls are on this end, which I will spin round in a few minutes. But this end, so I don't know how well the camera will show this. We've got our main supply here. I will just undo this and fix it up properly. Got the two hooks on there to hook it up with, to stow the cable away. It is a really thick, solid cable, that I will say. It's certainly there for a lot of wear and tear. And that would just be how this cable's stowed away. So on the back here, and again, I don't know how well the camera will show up this. I'm just going to reposition the camera so you've got a better view. So on the back here, I mean, I still haven't taken everything out myself yet, so let's there's a couple more ties here. We have the mitre fence there. Now this is the one thing which receives the most complaints on this, is that there is a little bit of play in there. In actual fact, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. We're probably talking maybe about 1 degree, which, to be honest, isn't bad on a product like this, I don't think. I mean, obviously you can see the play there, but when it's in place, I have similar on my bandsaw, but obviously with a bandsaw you've got a lot more movement with the blade. So it's not really been a problem, but future project videos I tend to create myself probably a cross-cut sled, and really one of the things I want to do is a wedgie sled. So this will probably not be used. Again, it's there for speed. If you just want to take down a piece of wood, cross-cut it, run it through, it's going to be there just to give you a rough cut. We're not talking precision here. So that should by rights then go back under there into slots, which it does, nice and securely in there. I believe this is the extra side fence attachment for if you're working on narrow work. From what I've read so far, I haven't actually seen anything to say what the minimum dimensions of wood you should be putting through before you use this. So I will have to have a look more into that. But that, again, in there nicely. The little levers they sit in are rubber coated, so you're not going to mark everything. On the side here, right, I will come back to that one in a moment. On the side here, where it shows, this is the main fence. So let's just see. Right, that's on there with a cable tie first of all, so I'm going to have to try and cut that. It's gone. And I'll guess that this locks on with the ordinary locking lever if I can find it. Which end are we? Like that. So that slides out from the side. Get rid of all the bags. And again, I think the comments on this have been that it's not always fully accurate. It's just locked down like that. And as far as I'm aware, it locks both ends. I'll reposition the camera again in a moment when I look at what else we've got. So this is the main, also on the side here, locking in place, have the push stick. Looks a nice solid construction, certainly better than the one I've got with my ex-minister hobby bandsaw. I'll just put that back for now. Again, nice, quick, easy placement, putting things back. On here, get rid of more bags. That is the main fence guard. I think that's everything then. I'll just put that on the top there. Just bridge the front here. So let's see, we've got not sure what that I believe that's the lever for. There must be one at this end as well, is there? No. This first, so that you can extend the table as well, and that'll be the locking lever for that. So just put that back. So we've also got another cable tie on here. So it's standard on-off power switch, and again the emergency bit that you could even just knock with your knee to switch the saw off. We've got the thing for raising the blade. So yeah, simply unlock there and it naturally drops to somewhere in the middle there. I think it's balanced for about 30 degrees, but you can go right across to a 45-degree cut, or you're supposed to be able to go across to a -2 cut. And I suspect I have things in the way stopping that at the moment. So I'll reposition the camera again and we'll look at the things from the top. Right, the other thing I've just noticed as well is that here behind the push stick there's a nut which comes off here and it holds your spanner here, which is used for removing the blade. But under here, I don't know whether it will show up on the camera, there's a couple of little holders which basically hold your Allen keys, which I may well need as yet. So everything you can need for using this saw is basically attached to it somewhere. so at least you don't lose everything. I've got the guard plate off now. This should, by rights, just pop in there. Got this the right way round. It's got to be that way. And there we are. That's in there straight away like that. So you can raise that. This is supposed to just slot straight in. And again, you can tighten that to however much you want. There's a dust collection on the top here. And the other thing I didn't cover as well, on the back, I think the camera will pick it up on there. We've got a dust collection port here, but there's also an adapter attached to reduce that to a different size. And that's just on a chain, so again, you can't lose it. Okay, so this is now all set up. I've checked that the blade is nice and vertical. This is actually running fairly true, parallel to the blade as well. So there's no adjustment needed there. It's just a case that when you do tighten this down, you just need to possibly check it, because if it is angled a little bit at the end, then it will lock down in place. So it doesn't necessarily always go dead straight. This is fully adjustable as well. There's a couple of Allen screw bolts on here, and for obviously it's important that you try and keep this on where possible. It gives you that bit of extra protection, and then when you're working with thinner work, obviously something like this, you need this extra extension on the fence. And at the same time as well, the manual has said, I mean, there's 3 bolt holes here, there's 1 here, and there's 2 more back here, and the manual does actually say do it so you can only secure it on these front 2 holes. What it does, it basically stops the wood, I believe, jamming at the back here, so that you don't get a kickback. So I've hooked this up to my vac, which I've got in the back extraction port there. Don't think you can actually quite see it on there. I won't actually put anything on this. I don't have a Y splitter anyway, so there may well be a few shavings flying out everywhere. And I'm just going to try and just shave off the edge on this piece of oak. Haven't decided which one I'm going to go yet. So this will be my first cut, and I might as well use the tools provided. So it's just a case of sliding out tools, and I will keep my bandsaw one at hand should I need it as well. So I'm going to put on some eye protection. This is going to be quite noisy as well, so I will probably turn the volume down on the video, and so you hopefully won't get deafened by this. And this will be my first ever cut on the new table saw. Hopefully all goes well. And I've got to say with that, I mean, there's obviously 1 or 2 scorch marks on there. It's, I think it's something like a 24 tooth saw blade, and that's come up reasonably well. I do have another, I think 40 or 48 tooth saw blade on order at the moment, So that should hopefully be here during the week.
So if you're new here, please do subscribe. Click the little bell button next to the subscribe afterwards, and at least that way you'll get notified every time I upload a video. I do put up regular videos most weeks. For my existing subscribers, again, as per usual, a big thank you very much, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the next project video. Bye.